Good morning. I got my hat on from outside still because it's wasn't even that chilly this morning, but I decided to put a hat on anyhow, and I never took it off when I was making my breakfast. Hello, how are you? I realize that this monster on my face is totally visible. All right, we're gonna do our best to just kind of ignore my face and carry on. I have been playing around with ClickUp for 3 months now. I don't know, it was hot when I downloaded it, and I have had a really hard time with figuring out how to use it. I am still using Trello. I still like Trello for a lot of things. At some point, I will do a CRM video on how to use ClickUp as a CRM because I think that it does have a little bit more capabilities. And so maybe I'll do that video right after this one. We'll see. Because I feel like it's more capable than Trello for sure. And I think that there are other options. However, I have been struggling to figure out what system I really want to use for my to-do lists and my tasks and managing client stuff that needs to be done. And I'm getting more and more and more busy, and which is awesome. But that also means that I need to be more and more and more organized. And I think over the last 2 days, I have finally figured out a system that works. And as long as I keep it open in a window at all times, and it is just there, we can make this work. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to flip you guys around. I'm going to take this hat off because I'm hot. I'm going to flip this around so that you can actually see my screen, and then we will get to it. All right, are you ready? Let's go. I'm just going to do the whole desktop. I don't know why it does that. All right, guys, so here's what I've got. And this is what I've done. Just so you know, I've got it set up to where I've created a demo so you aren't seeing my actual client names and things like that, because that's I'm really big on privacy. Apparently my computer is about to die. Hang on just a second. Really big on privacy for my peeps. So, God, does anybody say peeps anymore? Or did I just age myself about 10 years, 15 years? I don't know. Anyway, all right, so let's get to it. So I created a demo and I created a space for that. And the reason that I created a whole space for it is because I really wanted to be able to put that into my favorites. So favorites are here. Not sure what's in there, but we'll see. Just my goals, apparently. Okay, and so then I could actually add this whole space into my favorites, or just a particular list. Like if I just wanted my today list in the favorites, I could do that as well. Then what I did is I created a project. And so it goes lists, here's the hierarchy. You've got spaces, lists, or I'm sorry, spaces, projects, and then lists under that. I have a hard time saying lists. Anyway, so if I click here, it's going to give me everything. And then I can break it down by today, by the brain dump, and by client 1, client 2, and individual clients. So here's what I've been doing. Today is at the top, and then if I want to put this into a board view, I can as well. you could, and I might change this later, but you could create this project with multiple things. Oh, I realized that my closed is actual names and stuff. You could create this with multiple things right here, statuses they're called, and you could have a in process and then a closed one as well for each one. I have not done that. I literally did open and closed, because a lot of these things are not big overarching things that need to be done. They are individual tasks. So the beauty of ClickUp, let's go into brain dump. So brain dump is basically for me to sit down. Twice I've done that. Now I get to go back and edit the video. Yay. Okay, so brain dump is for me to get in here and literally just anything that I can think of that I know that I need to do, or if I were to take something from my business space, I could throw it into brain dump if I know that I'm going to be doing that task, so that I'm not having tasks in multiple things that need to happen. So for instance, let's just pull this up. There's not a lot in here right now because I wasn't using it appropriately. So these things are all in task or in process, and that one's a concept. A lot of this is just me trying to process things in my head. Yeah. So, this is not a single day task. This is like a task that's going to take me months. So I could always go, oh yeah, I need to go through an audio today. And then we go back into this week's demo. We go into today and we write in, go find one old audio and listen to it. Decide what to do with that audio, if anything, right? And so now I've got that in there. Now, what I could also do is tag these things. Like for instance, I've got email list of invoices. This is for client 2. I've used a tag to represent who that's for. And then same thing for that one. This one's client 1, January and February. I need to hook up a sequence for somebody, and so that, let's say that's client 1. Nope, don't want that. It's good to know. And then this one is for me, let's say. And then this one, let's say that one's for my business as well. You can go in here and really make good use of tags. And then you've got actual due dates. And then let's say that there are multiple tasks, like subtasks, that are within that. So we're going to say that I need to create the spreadsheet. I need to add the invoices to the spreadsheet, and then I need to send the spreadsheet. Okay, and so this subtask then can be opened. I can write comments. This is where I think Trello really is lacking. This is where I think Asana is really lacking. So if I creating the spreadsheet is very urgent, okay? So this is top priority today. And then I need it the due date is today. And then I can put a time on there as well. So today at a certain time, okay? Or you could have a start date on there. And apparently, oh, that's cool. Huh. Whoa. All right then. Oh, you can change some things in the settings. And then if it's a recurring task, you can set your repeat. Is it something you need to do every day? Is there a repeat trigger? You know, whatever and what have you. Oh, cool. And then this is something that Trello did have. If you had Butler for Trello set up, this is a way to do that. But you don't have to go through this process of crazy pantsery to get it set up here. You just click on the button and bing, bang, boom, you're done. You know, you don't have to worry about it not doing it. Because that happened, or messing something up in the sequence or whatever and what have you. You can add files here. You can do actual checklists. Now, checklists and subtasks are quite different. So a checklist is not something that you're going to have the ability to do due dates. For you can assign a person, but not a due date. Okay. So that's something to keep in mind. That's why they're quite different. And if you have it set up a certain way, it's not going to let you mark things like, for instance, can't get out of here because if I try to mark this as done, it's going to, oh, I guess just do that. All right. Apparently, I did not have that. You can set it up to where it, when you set up the actual list itself or the space, where it says, hey, are you sure you want to close that out? You've got 3 undone tasks. They're not marked off. Or do you just want to go ahead? Or are you sure about that? Etc., etc. So that's something you could do as well. So what I do basically is I've gone in here and I create a whole list, and literally I brain dump everything that I've got in my head, whether it be work related or not work related. And then I'm going to go back through and I'm going to say, okay, if this is all my stuff, but let's say this was for client 1. We can go and we put that under client 1. And then I would probably also have a me list or something, call it something else maybe. But then you can put these things under your own name. And then after you've got them all separated out, and again, obviously, as you're doing this, you'll be like, oh yeah, I'm going to do that today. So then, you know, all right, so today I'm going to create the landing page for Instagram. Okay. And this is mine, and not going to be done today necessarily, and this is mine too. And then every day you're going to do a brain dump. Every day. And every day you're going to go through each of these things and think, okay, what do I need to do tomorrow? And you're going to move those things into the today list so that you're constantly rotating things into that list and you're really on task and ready to go. So I feel like that was really, really, I can't show you the board view because I didn't clean out the done folder, and it's not currently showing the done folder. And all of those have names on them. So I can't show you that, but normally if we were to, actually there's not a done one here. So let me see if I can look that up. There we go. Perfect. All right, so this is your board view. So similar to what you can get in Trello and Asana alike. And then let's say that this thing has a due date of by Monday. I want to have that done. And I go to time. Boom, it's right there. And I can change it and it'll change the due date. So if I grab this and I drag it to Friday, and then I open that up, it's going to show Friday. And you, or this little image of me, is right in the way. Hang on. There we go. And then these are all the things that are not currently scheduled. So I can also grab them and set them a due date, right? So you could always go into your today list and schedule all this stuff for today if you wanted to. I don't know that that's necessary, but that would be helpful too as well. Or if at the end of the day you're like, well, damn it, I didn't get to create my landing page for Instagram, so I'm going to move that to tomorrow. So it's still going to show up on your list, but now it's got a due date. Okay, so that's how I would do this personally. That's just my little way of showing that off. So I hope you guys have a great day. I've got to head out and run to Costco before all the people get there. Do you shop at Costco? I'm like really debating as to whether or not we want to continue with it. But man, it's hard to not, like, I hate buying toilet paper. Like, it's my least favorite thing to buy. And you can just buy an asinine amount of toilet paper for 20 bucks. And I don't have to go back for like 4 to 6 months. And that's kind of amazing to me. So, and really, we have to renew in like February or something. And I'm really debating as to whether or not I want to renew, but it might be one of those things where I let it go and then I go back and say, I'm gonna need this again. Plus, they have the best tomatoes. Honestly, like, the tomatoes are killer there. So I'm currently in the process of trying some organic tomatoes from the grocery store. So we'll see how that goes. And I have to also look at how much they are, because an 8-pack, you have to buy an 8-pack. So 2, 4, 6, 8 is like, it's basically $1 a can or $1. Yeah, $1 a can for a small can, which is how much Hunts are for the giant ones. However, they don't taste nearly as good, and I refuse to use Hunts anymore because they taste gross comparatively. So it's just a thing. I don't know. I'm still debating. Like I said, we live in Utah and there are a ton of Costco's around. So it's not a huge drive for me. It's not like I'm driving 45 minutes to go to Costco. It's like a 10-minute drive. But it's just you can't go on the weekends because there's so many crazy people there. Like, it's just insane. However, I will say my husband just bought tires there, and it was $110 cheaper for him to get tires. So, I mean, there's just a benefit to it, I guess. I don't know. We'll see how it all goes. I'm going to head out. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you all later. See ya. Bye.